beer tubers, as well as the non-beer tubers. This is the first episode of hopefully a continuous series along with my beer channel of whiskey reviews. And few of you know, but along with good craft beer, I like me some good quality whiskey. So I would like to share with you of whatever I can get a hold of or whatever I can afford, and hopefully you'll get to learn something. Just to let you know, those of you that are actually experienced with whiskey, I'm still very new at this, so I may not touch upon all the details and the subtleties of the flavor, but I'm always open to feedback. Anyways, so tonight I'm going to be reviewing the Jameson Irish whiskey. And yes, I am drinking it from a little shooter bottle. Like I said, I can't afford everything. So yeah, just to let some of you guys know that aren't aware, there is a lot of sub-genres within the whiskey family. There's Irish whiskey, as you see. There's Scotch, which is whiskey made in Scotland. There's American ones like bourbon and rye whiskey, Japanese ones. So I'm not going to give you the whole background of it. Just each time I bring the whiskey, I'll talk a little bit about it. So Jameson, really interesting. One of the oldest whiskey distilleries in Ireland. It was in fact started by a Scot. So yes, Jameson, the Irish whiskey, is started by a Scottish man. But then again, some would say the Scots won't admit to it, but whiskey was brought into Scotland by Irish people. So either way, they both like to drink. I don't think it really matters. So Jameson is one of the most widely sold whiskey in America. You'll see Jameson in pretty much every bar, or most bars in America. And I've had some history with this. I remember some of the nights when I would go out with some of my, not college friends, my graduate school friends, of having shots of this after a bunch of Guinness. And I did not have a really happy night those nights. But I'm willing to give this thing a try. So Irish whiskey, compared to Scotch, let's say, tends to be smoother. And it's because it is triple distilled, as it says here. It's triple distilled, and typically Scotch is distilled twice. So because of that, it tends to be clearer, tends to be smoother in that way. So let me go ahead and pour in this small glass. I've had this glass for drinking whiskey whenever I had the Yamazaki Japanese whiskey, which is great. I don't have that cool whiskey snifter glass like Ralphie does, but he's pro, you know. He knows what he's smelling, he knows what he's drinking. So anyways, so you see here, it does have this light caramel color. It is quite clear though, and it's because of the triple distilled process. Let me give this a whiff here. Yeah, it's not as potent, but it gives off a lot of alcohol. Now, I know that with whiskey, when you smell it, you don't want to dive your nose down there like you do with wine. That's why it's better to have some of that snifter kind of glass. But yeah, I mean, it smells like it would have some sweetness to it. I remember hearing that some people, when they smelled it, they thought they would expect American whiskey. But let me just go ahead and give this a smell here. And nice legs, by the way. Okay, nice legs, baby. Okay, so kanpai. Oh, I don't have whiskey that often, and it's because I sing. But anyways, yeah. Wow, that's pretty sweet. It's been a while since I had this. I hope I'm not going to start getting sick in the middle of recording this. Yeah, yeah, it does have this honey kind of sweetness in the back and at the end of the taste. But compared to a lot of whiskeys that I'm used to drinking and ones that I typically enjoy drinking, this has a lot of alcohol presence, like pfft. And some people will disagree with that. But at least to me, with my little or mediocre experience with whiskey, this has a lot of booze just hitting you, just this warmth that just fills your body. I do remember this. It's not, I mean, it is smooth. This is the thing, it's interesting. It's really smooth. It has some sweetness to it. Some oak that I get. Let me try this again. Yeah, so smooth, booze, sweetness in the middle, and then it ends with that honey, maybe caramel, but I would say more honey kind of sweetness to it. And it is good. It's quite smooth too. Although it has plenty of booze, it's smooth. It's the standard 40%, 80 proof to it. And I can see why this is popular, but I don't know. I know a lot of people that are into whiskey, especially Irish whiskey. They would definitely defend Jameson and say that it is a good standard one. But I don't know. I think in general, I'm probably not into Irish whiskey because just along with beer, I like to have a little more body to the whiskey. I like to have a little more And Irish whiskey, they don't have too much oak. They don't have too much peat, especially peat. They don't have smokiness, so they don't have that much complexity to it. And a lot of people prefer that. They like the Irish whiskey. It's smoother, has some sweetness. Jameson definitely follows that. In general, this is not my preferred kind of whiskey, but it does make sense why this is very popular. Not only is it very drinkable, but it has enough going on that it's enjoyable to drink. Anyways, thanks for watching my first whiskey review. I'm open to comments and feedbacks and all that. I try to do my homework before drinking it since I'm still new to it. But yeah, thanks for watching the Jameson, and I'll see you guys in another whiskey vlog. Kampai!